NADCO report proposes constitutional and legal amendment. We want to say to Kenyans, the Constitution and Political Party Act, as they stand, are fully adequate. They have no ambiguity. What we are having is failure to implement the Constitution and the law because of the impunity by the Kenya Kwanza government. In any talks, the party that makes the talks succeed is the party in power. These talks, because the Kenya Kwanza regime and Ruto himself have nothing but contempt for Kenyans. You fool around for 8 months and you come with zero reports, zero results. So we are saying, let them adhere to the law. We are not interested in any amendments. We are interested in full and strict adherence to the law. On all the 3 demands, Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza regime, I will say the Kenya Kwanza, in all the 3 demands of Azimio, the Kenya Kwanza regime has failed to deliver. The responsibility of failing to deliver must fall on Kenya Kwanza as the party in power. For any talks to succeed, those holding the reins of power must be willing and act in good faith. Our reading is that the Ruto regime lacked sincerity required to make the talks succeed and deliberately sabotaged the people's demands while presenting their own parliamentary agenda as demands. And therefore, we have an item in the NADCO report as known as constitutional amendments. Kenya Kwanza expects Kenyans to participate in a referendum hungry and without basic needs. Any proposal to us that alters the structure of government, such as the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary or Prime Minister, or leader of official opposition, must be subjected to a referendum after full participation by Kenyans. Similarly, the issue of Constituency Development Fund, which the courts have already declared unconstitutional, and Ward Fund, which offend the principle of separation of powers, must be subjected to a referendum. We shall be altering the structure of the Constitution, the basic structure if you like. Kenyans must be on the lookout. We know Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza regime are cunning, more cunning than a fox, I dare say. We must be on the lookout, otherwise they may carry out backdoor amendments of the Constitution through Parliament. While concluding on the NADCO report, we want to say it has nothing to alleviate the suffering of citizens, but it offers goodies to the leadership. This is totally unacceptable. It is a fraud upon Kenyans. It should be frowned upon and totally rejected. That is the verdict of NAK Kenya. It is a distracting national smoke screen.
Yes.
We are aware that some of our partners may see some good in it. But we say this. One, unfortunately, the findings confirm that the committee was formed by the unwilling, that is the Kenya Kwanza, and was intended to buy time. We remain an integral part of the Azimio coalition, which is a democratic coalition with room for divergent views. Therefore, NAK Kenya boldly presents its views and unapologetically so. That is all for the NADCO report, but we cannot leave without commenting on the security situation in the country. Our attention has been drawn to a statement doing the rounds on social media and also through our membership from the Lamu County that Lamu has been experiencing an undue heightened insecurity with murder, abduction and murder of citizens, a majority of whom come from one ethnic group, mainly the Kikuyus. We are not shy to say that. And even this week alone, there's been abduction and murders. We've also seen in the media a group of residents of Lamu making decisions at as to who is a member of the Lamu community. And this is about the subdivision, the impeding subdivision of the Amu Ranch, where they have issued criminal threats to perceived outsiders, mainly members of the Kikuyu community, which now exacerbates the security threats. We also have had reports from Uasin Gishu, incarceration of traders, hawkers, again mainly from the Kikuyu community by county council, not county council, but county askaris. No statement or action has been forthcoming from the Kenya Kwanza regime or the Ministry of Interior in this insecurity in Lamu and in Uasin Gishu. Ruto and Kenya Kwanza must come clean whether he has authorized persecution of the Kikuyu nation and especially the diaspora. It's a very serious issue. We want to remind them that our constitution allows Kenyans to live anywhere they choose. And all over the country, including in the mountain, we have Kenyans from everywhere who are residing there. And in Lamu, we have Kenyans from everywhere, and some are second generation, having been born in Lamu. We want to know, or rather we conclude, the silence of Ruto and the KK regime indicates complicity in this affair. We also want to comment on the weaponization of the criminal justice system. Only this week, Kenyans have witnessed, or rather been informed, of the abduction and being driven at night to Mombasa of the controller of budget, Madam Margaret Nyakango. If she has committed an offense, nobody would stop the government from doing whatever they wish. Why abduct her? You know, it's an abduction style because you are taken away from your family, from a husband, told you are being taken to the headquarters in Nairobi and you'll be released, driven all the way to Mombasa with strange people, with nobody who can help her in sight. That no legitimate government treats its citizens that way.
Yes. Yes.
And this is not the only time the justice system has been weaponized. We have seen serious criminal and economic crimes concerning government functionaries being withdrawn and those people sanitized and appointed to government, while we have seen the persecution of people who are not in favor with KK. Our call is to the officers who are working in the public service and including state officers. Be loyal to the Constitution, be loyal to the people of Kenya, not to the appointing authority.
Yes.
Any appointing authority is exercising delegated powers on behalf of Kenyans. Your loyalty must remain to Kenyans. We wish to finally say this. Wish our fellow Kenyans blessed holidays. We are avoiding to use the word happy because we know there are many who are struggling to put food on the table. There are some without shelter. There are some not knowing what to do or where to go. We call on all of us in our spirit of sharing, because Wakenya ni watu wakarimu. Let us practice sharing to the extent it is possible during this holiday season. And let us always remember, residual powers are granted by the Constitution, sovereign powers to the people of Kenya.
Yes.
As we go over the holiday season, let us refresh, rethink anew of strategies to fight back this uncaring regime that looks like it wants to finish Kenyans. We thank you. Just a few questions here. Yeah.
My name is Abdulaziz Ashim from KBC.
Yeah.
You have just correctly stated that not Kenya and you as the leader, you're not supporting the report.
Yeah.
This is contrary to what the Azimio leader Raila in the BG meeting stated, which you are not there.
Yeah.
Said you are out of the country.
Yeah.
They said you are opposed to supporting the report as much as you are not in that particular So where is the difference? You're speaking from the party leader is saying this thing and you are saying this one.
I have said Azimio is a democratic, Azimio coalition is a democratic institution. We have the coalition, we have constituent parties. I actually gave my apologies that morning we spoke, but I had also indicated that we are together on all fours so long as we stick to the 3 deal breakers. So to Azimio, we had already agreed that 3 issues were deal breakers. That's the position now Kenya still holds. And when I hear my esteemed leader, whom I respect, talking to the public, we are not very far from each other. Yeah.
He said the report is imperfect and unhinged, but he had supported it.
We will not debate over semantics. The stand of NARC Kenya, total rejection. But we remain an integral part of Azimio, democratic coalition, where dissent. Dissenting doesn't mean disrespect. With differ, we respect. Yes. Any other question? Yes?
Judah from the Standard. I wanted to know what are some of those strategies that you're going to see from NARC Kenya in the days to come, pushing back on the actions we see in this government.
The residual power is with the people. NARC Kenya alone can't do it, but we are willing to stake our necks. We are consulting with other Kenyans. Watch that space.
Yes.
Inakuja.
Yes.
Is the last one?
Yeah, the last one?
My name is Odinga.
Yeah.
It seems like the cost of living is a key issue.
Yeah.
Does NARC Kenya have proposals other than what you had before?
But you gave
The reports, Azimio reports on cost of living are well captured. And even in the statement today, we are saying the starting point would be reduce the fuel tax to where it was, 8. That would have a ripple effect. Scrap the housing tax, which is but a slash fund. Even before we go to food subsidies. This country, this is not the first time Kenyans have been faced with hardship, although it is the worst, because we have an uncaring regime. We have had occasions when government has had to subsidize foodstuffs to enable Kenyans to go on. This government is not only tone deaf to the cries of Kenyans, it is taxing. I think the stage we have reached, because these are punitive taxes. Maybe in January they are preparing to tax the air we breathe.
Yes, yes.
So this is completely ridiculous. Yeah. So we do have strategies, and that is why Kenyans, I believe, had given an opportunity to those who know how to run a country to run it. Why don't we audit the elections and finish this? May we wish you, members of the fourth estate, also blessed holidays. And thank you for coming. Thank you.